That's my dad, Dave. Most of you know him as Big Red. That's a nickname my buddy Travis gave him a long time ago, and it just kind of stuck. Believe it or not, when he was younger, he had a thick, full head of red hair. He's a pretty big presence here on the channel. If it weren't for him, the Freedom Willies wouldn't exist. He's always down for some fun adventures. He loves skiing, and he also likes being a smartass. Born January 19th, 1955, he was the middle of 7 children and spent the first years of his life in Taylor, Utah. He later moved to Washington Terrace, Utah, where he finished grade school and graduated from Bonneville High. He later bought that same house from his dad, and that's where I lived as a kid. I remember those bushes being 7 or 8 feet tall. As a young man, he started a job at a grocery store, and when he wasn't working, he was trying his best to have a lot of fun. He also never missed a chance to dress up for Halloween. He loved fishing and hunting. During the cold months, you could barely keep him off the snow. He worked a stocking job at the grocery store so he could ski more. The days he didn't have a shift at work, he stuck around and skied both days and nights. He loved his Jeeps. He even liked putting them on their lid. He had a Chevy Vega, an old Plymouth, a Datsun Z he bought brand new. He even had a bitchin' square body. Hey look, there's me as a little squirt. He also had fun ripping dirt bikes and 3-wheelers. He met my mom in 1976 at the Grizzly Bear Pizza. They later tied the knot in December of 1978. I came along in April of 1982, and then my sister in January of 1988. As his family grew, so did his career ambitions. He'd worked his way up from night stalker to store director, his first store being a brand new location in North Ogden, Utah. In retirement, he still knows how to work, sorta. Nowadays, he spends most of his time planning his next adventure. He still enjoys fishing, though it's not about catching the fish. It's more about being in the outdoors. He still loves wheeling, even though he's doing a turbo golf cart these days. And my mom's always right there by his side, even though she can't see over the damn dashboard. I'm usually right there with him as well, in my turbo golf cart. Love them or hate them, these things are fun as hell. He's even still skiing at his age. Hauls ass too. After returning from skiing that morning, he decided he wanted to plow the driveway, but there were a few things he had to do to the four-wheeler first. This required a few trips from the shop to the garage and back. On his last trip out with a quart of oil to top off the four-wheeler, he took a slip. This footage is from the security camera on his shop. The impact from the fall caused what's called a subdermal hematoma. It's basically where blood pools up between the brain and the sac that holds the brain in place, putting pressure on the brain. In his case, it took another 3 weeks before he started to have symptoms, and that's when he decided to head to the ER. He went in for surgery on January 7th, and they expected him to be awake that afternoon. However, when they tried to wake him up, he went into convulsions and wouldn't come out of sedation. So they had to do a whole bunch of other tests to see what was going on. At that point in time, they weren't sure how much damage was done or what even caused the convulsions. They later found that he had had a series of mini strokes caused from turbulence from a small hole in his heart that allowed the blood to congeal and cause small clots, which then traveled to his brain. For days we waited to see positive signs, hoping that he'd pull through. All we could do was pray and wait. The few days following, he moved his feet some and opened his eyes, but I don't think he was really awake at all. It wasn't until January 14th where he would actually blink in response to questions. And then it would be a few more days until he was able to have the feeding tube and the breathing tubes removed from his throat. Well, I hate to ask, but how are you feeling, old man?
Better.
Better? Not good yet, but better? What'd you have for breakfast today?
Pancakes.
Pancakes, a little bit of eggs. Wasn't very good. Hospital food.
Give everybody a thumbs up.
It's doing better. Get him into rehab this week, get him working towards going home maybe in a week. We'll let you guys know what's going on here in the next little bit. Hey, old man. What'd you do today?
Fucking bingo.
How do you feel about bingo?
Fucking bingo now.
You good?
I won a few games, so
How much Mount Ogden bucks did you win?
50 Mount Ogden bucks.
When you go shopping later?
Yeah.
What do you think they got in there?
Fucking rubbers or something.
This guy's back to being on social media and text messaging. Got him some food. He's eating on his own. Been cruising around all over today.
Okay, I'm not your insurance for you.
What you got, old man?
Huh?
What you got?
Little dinner.
Get your knife. Need a little pepper?
Might as well. Pay for it.
Yeah. Oh.
Fuck you.
Sure beats the shit out of being fed, don't it?
Yeah.
Tell me about the fall and how you felt immediately after, how you felt the few weeks after.
Was putting the plow on the four-wheeler because we had our first snowstorm of the year. We got home from skiing and was being real careful going up and down the driveway, and then had to go in and get a quart of oil. So I went in and grabbed the oil and came out and bam, I went down, cracked my head pretty good, and probably took 30 seconds to get back up to get my senses about me. And
Did it knock you out?
no, just kind of
Swear up and down it didn't knock you out.
didn't knock me out. I just kind of was seeing stars and shit and just kind of laying there regrouping myself and getting back up. And then I just slowly got back up and walked back down with the quart of oil I still had in my hand. And then it's like, well, gotta go back up and get my hat. So I went up and got my hat I had on and went and put the oil in the four-wheeler and went and plowed all the driveways.
What about the weeks after? You know, it was 3 weeks or so before you went to the hospital.
Skied 3 or 4 times a week for a couple more weeks, and I was going up to get my garbage can, and God, my legs weren't working. They were kind of swinging like Pinocchio's legs, you know.
It just felt weird.
It was really weird.
Have headaches or any other weird?
I had slight little headache before, after I hit my head, but then it's like you wasn't really noticing a whole lot of anything different. I skied fine for a couple of weeks, and
So you started feeling funny, you didn't know what was going on, but you decided to go to the hospital.
we got thinking, well, maybe I had a concussion or hope I'm not having a stroke or something. But I went up to the emergency room that night and they did a CT scan on my brain, and I had a bad brain bleed. The next morning when the doctor came in, the neurosurgeon, he said, well, you're doing really quite well and stuff. He said, let's wait till Tuesday. Basically, we put that off from Sunday
So
morning
he
until
felt,
Tuesday.
Dr. Welling felt you were in a good enough
He
state that you were all right to wait a couple days for
He
surgery.
held off till Tuesday.
So
from
you went in on what, the 3rd?
Saturday night into Sunday, I think, and
You came home until Tuesday and then went
Till
back up
Tuesday.
Tuesday for surgery.
it's about the last thing I remember was going in, and then it wasn't until about 16 days later, or 17 days later, is the first thing I really remember anything.
Tell me what you remember about coming out from being under, and tell me what it was like waking up. Did you realize how long you'd been under? Or?
No, I didn't know. I lost track of time. It just kind of went away. I was in a coma for about 6-7 days, and then I was just kind of, lights were on, but nobody was home.
Little hazy the first few days.
Yeah, and then when I came out of it, I was just really weak and stuff, and kind of started operating again pretty good. But it took a while to come back out of it.
Then you had to go to rehab for, what was it, a week, 10 days?
10 days. That's
What
20
was,
20
what
days
was it
in
like
hospital.
being in the rehab facility?
Well, wasn't the most comfortable place to be, but you know, just time they would take me to do something, I'd just go out and do whatever they asked me to do, and push it so I could get it done.
Did you remember being tired or?
Yeah, I was tired. I was really, my strength and my stamina was really, really bad. When you came up to see me and with some of those other people that were in rehab stuff, and this one gal just kind of was staring at us.
She's acting funny.
You kind of looked over and kind of was smirking a little bit. I says, God, don't laugh. I'm one of these people in here.
How has the injury affected you both physically, cognitively, and mentally since being out of?
Well, it was.
I mean, do you feel 100% or?
No, it was really tough when I first came out. The first probably 6 weeks or so. I was used to ski a few times a week, and you go out to do something. You hang around until the last dog's hung. I mean, you finish a project, whether it's 12 hours or 10 hours or 8 hours or whatever. And I just had to, I went in the hospital feeling like I was 29 years old in my brain still, and come out being 70. It's like you never think of yourself being old when you get to be in your 70s.
Yeah.
You still think like you're in your 20s and 30s and stuff, but all of a sudden my stamina's not there. I go out to do something and I get kind of hagged, and I gotta sit down and rest for a few minutes, and you can't just, it's just a change.
You turned 70 while you were under.
Yeah.
You had your 70th birthday and you were in a coma. How do you feel about life now, knowing that you had one foot in the grave?
Well, they say I'm a little quieter, look at things a little bit differently, appreciate anything from looking at the beauty outside when the sun's going down and it's still pretty and everything's green and looking nice and stuff, and you just appreciate the people around you, and probably the thoughts and prayers or whatever brought me back,
the positive vibes people sent.
Yeah.
What do you look forward to most going forward now?
It's spending time with my wife. I really appreciate it. I did before, but I really put a lot more, I think, thought into it. The things I do. She took care of me for a couple of months there when I really couldn't do a whole lot of anything, and now I just take good care of her. I cook most all of her meals for her and clean up the kitchen and a few things like that.
What would you like to say to Dr. Welling?
Blake Welling did an awesome job. He was very informative, went through everything, and I just went in and saw him for kind of a 9-month follow-up this week and a couple of days ago, and by God, he told me I got another 20 years, so God, I hope he's right.
I don't think you'd be around without him, so
yeah.
Dr. Welling, thanks for keeping Big Red around. I appreciate it. I just want to take a quick second before we go any further in the video and make a quick point that Dr. Welling wasn't the only doctor that got my dad back on his feet. There were numerous ER doctors, intensive care unit doctors, and nurses, physical therapists. There was a whole slew of healthcare providers that got my dad back on his feet, and I didn't want to end this video without thanking them too. So thank you very much. How do you feel about this hat I made for you?
Well, it's a pretty awesome hat, We built the Freedom Willies, which is the one on the shirt here, and now we're going to start the Tetanus Willies, and we'll make it more into a rat rod. Have fun with it, spend time together. And
AdventuresAimless.com if you want to get you one of these hats. I got some other t-shirts like we're both wearing on there, some stuff on there, so go check that out. So go check out AdventuresAimless.com, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the channel. If you guys enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Click subscribe right here. Come back and check out some of our other videos. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.